It's the month of October, and that usually means spooky or horror-themed videos. So I figured, why not go big, go with a horror-themed action figure line, and that is, of course, the Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse 7-inch Blackest Night figures. I'm going to be doing a set of 4 standard figure reviews, which is what you can see on my table here, and a 5th review, which will be the Collect and Connect version of Atrocitus. We're going to be 1 video per character. We're going to do a full breakdown review of each of these characters, starting with Blackest Night Batman, going to Deathstorm, then to Green Lantern Kyle Rayner, and finishing up the standard figures with Blackest Night Superman. And then we're going to do the special Collect and Connect version of Atrocitus. I hope you enjoy the video to come. Stay tuned, guys, if you dare. Hey YouTube, Rook here from Rook Geek Goodness, my little channel web for all things geeky and cool. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to video number 1 of my Blackest Night series video reviews based on the Mcfarlane Toys Blackest Night series. This is video number 1 of my 5 video series that I'll be talking about the Blackest Night figures. And we're kicking it off with the Blackest Night Batman. And there's some context we have to talk about so you understand what this is basically all about. You need some background information before we go any deeper into this figure. So nuts and bolts of Blackest Night. Think of Night of the Living Dead, where you have both heroes and villains rising from the grave, sort of like zombies, wielding a Black Lantern power ring. It's something new. It's never been done before. It was orchestrated by Jeff Johns and Ivan Reyes in 2009-2010. It ran for about a year. It was self-contained with 7 issues, and it ran through all the DC books. All the major DC books had it. It would have looked like this. Here's the trade paperback of Blackest Night. This is the 7-issue trade paperback. Some of the artwork, I'll showcase it up here so you can see what it looks like here. Phenomenal artwork, phenomenal design by Ivan Reyes. If you've never read this, I highly recommend it. Great read, caught me by surprise, great storytelling by Jeff Johns and Ivan Reyes. And it was orchestrated basically by a C-tier villain named Black Hand. This guy right here was trying to rise from the dead, a super-powered entity that had galaxy level, he was a galaxy level threat. It happened both in space and on Earth. It was a phenomenal story, phenomenal idea. So let's take a look now at Batman, or rather Blackest Night Batman. And the last piece of housekeeping we need to address, you might be asking this question to yourself, Rook, why does Batman look like this? Well, because Batman is dead during this time frame of Blackest Night. He was killed by Darkseid's Omega Beam. They even talk about and reference it on his tech spec card. This is artwork that was lifted straight from Blackest Night. Here is the back of his tech spec card, which you can read about, that he was in fact killed by Darkseid's Omega Beams. I'll put a shot of B-roll up so you can see the shot in the comics when he was in fact killed. He was in the ground and he was basically risen by a Black Lantern power ring. It's on his figure, it's sculpted in, but there's not a whole lot of paint. And basically the end goal of the whole Blackest Night idea was for the Blackest Night Lanterns, like Batman here, to rip people's hearts out, literally rip their hearts out to gain power to raise a superpowered being. That was their end goal. That was their end game, if you will. So let's focus now on Batman here. So I love what they did with this figure. Great looking figure when it comes to the paint and articulation. Let's look at the paint deco first. Love that head sculpt. Head sculpt looks absolutely amazing, lifted right from the comics. Great job with the paint and the head sculpt here. He's wearing the, of course, the gray and blue deco design. The bat symbol with the Black Lantern symbol overlaid atop of it. He does have this kind of weird black panel lines through his suit, which all Black Lanterns do have, so it may look a little weird when you start doing the articulation, moving legs around. The paint will look a little bit goofy, which we'll showcase that off shortly. But I love everything they did with this figure. Mcfarlane nailed this figure coming straight out of the Blackest Night comic. It looks like it was lifted straight from the comics itself. The cape looks good. It is kind of textured and detailed. It is rubbery. There is a rubber material here. It will flex and basically shoots back to its normal position. You can kind of crumble it up and it will just flex back to its normal position. There's no articulation with the cape, and I'm okay with that. I love the attention to detail, especially on the shoulders here. These kind of protrusions, that kind of the spikes that come up, looks amazing. And this color goes down through the entire outfit. It's all gray and blues and blacks, of course, with the Black Lantern symbol right there. Let's focus now on the articulation. Again, that head sculpt looks absolutely amazing. I'll get some B-roll shots of the head sculpt up close so you can really see what it looks like. Looks great. Head will spin 360, and it does no hindrance up and down movement as well. The arms can go out to a full T. You can spin them 360. They are not hindered by this cape at all. Since it is rubber, it does move with no problems. There's a double pin joint here, so you get double articulation, double elbow joints there. You have spin articulation at the hand, and it does bend at the hand. There's a joint at the wrist, so he does have articulation at the wrist. The hands are in this clawed open grip, and there is no accessories when it comes to, let's say, a battering. He does not have one. Both arms do have this kind of clawed hand, both left hand and right hand, because he he does claw people because that's what Batman did. He wasn't like a super strategist. He was a basically mindless killing machine. That was the idea of Batman. He was still smart. He was still intelligent, but nowhere near the level of Bruce Wayne that we know. The arm does flex in and out as well, so I do like that. Focusing on the chest here, there's a lot of articulation here. He can spin 360 at the chest with no hindrance. You can go forward and you can go back. So great articulation there. I do love that level of movement. The utility belt is one of my main concerns. In the comics, it was great, as you see here. I wish they would have maybe had some more wash on it to basically make it stand out, give it some more pop, because you just see it kind of just textured in, it's just sculpted in. It kind of just gets lost in this gray and black outfit. Again, the black lines that come from the triangle from above his crotch area and belly button that goes down through the bottom of the figure is through hooks basically to his legs, so I do like that. We'll take him off the stand here. The legs do have a good amount of articulation. You can basically get a decent kick out of him. There is articulation. You can spin at 360 here at the leg. So I do like the level of articulation here. When you start getting weird amounts of paint and the articulation is when you start moving the legs, something along these lines, it starts breaking up the paint to that above the level of the triangle right here, so it gets a little bit weird. So you probably want to keep the pose very similar to what it's in this design, because if you start moving the legs around, it'll look a little bit weird. As again, we've started the articulation. He does have a double jointed knee right there, so I do like double pin knee. You can get a real good range of motion to bend the knee. You can get the leg really, really far back. I like doing this with Mcfarlane toys. They do this a lot, so I do like the range of motion here. The leg, this will be the foot, will spin 360 here, and there is a boot cut right here. I couldn't get the word out. A boot cut articulation as well. So a great amount of articulation on the feet. There is no calf articulation. This is all one solid piece from this bottom pin right here all the way down. It's all one solid piece. You can't move that portion of the figure's articulation. But all things considered, great amount of articulation for Batman here. Looks phenomenal. I love everything what Mcfarlane did with this figure. Looks great. He does come with a figure stand, as mentioned before. All Mcfarlane toys do come with a single posted figure stand. I wish, again, I've talked about it in many videos when I talked about Mcfarlane toys. I wish there would have been double post figure stands, because it just makes it figure stand a lot easier when they have two posts on their figure stands. There are issues at times where you can't get a figure to stand, and it'd be great if they had two posts on their figures. I do think that would have been a smarter idea from Mcfarlane toys, but I don't know why they decided to go that particular route. Now let's take a look at the accessories. So we talked about basically one accessory, that figure stand. I still wish it would have had two posts. It would be easier to pose the figure. I always say that's a problem with Mcfarlane toys. They should invest in a two-post figure stand. We've already basically dabbled with the tech spec card, the nice shadow Bruce Wayne Batman here, Blackest Night version, and of course the write-up for the character right there. Again, if you pause it if you want to read up about the particular character. I'll get a little closer so you can see it. The only other thing that comes with the figure are two pieces of the Collect and Connect, the arms for Atrocitus. That's the only thing we have left to talk about. This is going to be attached to the Atrocitus figure when we do the Collect and Connect build for him, but that's the only other accessories we have. One thing I talked about we're going to focus on right now is the Black Lantern power ring, which is on his hand. Again, I wish I would have had more attention to deco or put more paint there to make it stand out a little bit more. You can see it, but it's really hard to notice. You have to really focus and really kind of strain your eyes to really see that power ring. Again, I'll get some pre-roll shots of it so you can get a good shot of what that power ring looks like. And the only other really hindrance I would say, besides the weird break in the outfit, the design that kind of breaks up the look if you start posing him in a different position, is that no other accessories. He doesn't have a batarang. He doesn't have anything else or a grapple gun. I wish I would have given him maybe other accessories or a change of hands so you can hold a weapon. You can't do this with this figure. But all that being said, love this first figure for the Blackest Night series. Again, figure number 1 in the 4-figure wave. This is figure number 1. Next figure we're going to be talking about is going to be Deathstorm. Stay tuned for that in the upcoming video, guys. I hope you do like this video review of Blackest Night Batman. Click that like button, click that subscribe button, picture my face. When you subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon to be notified for my latest videos. And of course, last but not least, click the windows over here to watch more of my content. Take care, guys. See you next video, and bye-bye.